What's good, guys? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hi guys, how you doing? Let me know if you can hear me all right. Is the quality good? We're just gonna wait for a couple more people to join in, and then just having a quick chat, you know. Just got back from a short trip to meet some family in New York. Really hectic city. Like, you don't get to rest a lot there, but I really love it. But let's just wait for a couple more people to join in. It doesn't matter how much people join, because I'll record this and then re-upload it, because I have a cool announcement to make over more at the end of the stream. It'll be quick. Please let me know if you have some questions or anything that you would like to discuss or talk about. We can do that also. Also, please share the stream. It helps me a lot. Actually, the channel just got monetized on my YouTube, so that's a big win. Also, super fast, I think. Like the Chrome effect. The Chrome effect video like blew up, and I got it like super fast, which is really cool. But please let me know if you have any questions, something that you would like to talk about while we wait for the other people to join. Also, like, first time that I'm streaming on YouTube, so I'm sort of figuring that shit out. Can you guys hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me, because I tried a couple of minutes ago and it was working all right. Let me check. Okay, it's listening. Yeah, so how many years have I been designing? Okay, that's a long time. Let's see, I want to say since I'm like 17, let's say. Not designing, like actually career-wise, like as a graphic designer. I should say I'm 30 now, and that probably started around 10 years ago was the time that I started to really like get my first like check for graphic design. I started to have my first clients. I was in the middle of school. I actually ended up dropping school because I was already working well as a graphic designer. So yeah, around 10-11 years. But I'm involved in the creation of images for far earlier, because my dad actually had a computer and he was sort of a graphic designer. He was doing some small graphic design gigs here and then, and he had this PC, right? And I wanted to play games in the computer, and he wouldn't let me. Like, this PC is for work, and only design software it's gonna be available. So I sat down and started playing with Photoshop. CorelDRAW was the illustrator at the time. So yeah, that's how I got into the experimenting with all the softwares. And actually, when I got to school, I was pretty ahead of my classmates in like the handling of the design software. So yeah, I got a pretty head start on that regard, because design it's other things, like the logical aspect of it, I wasn't ahead at all, but in the handling of the software, I had a pretty head start with all of that. So yeah, hope it answers your question. I don't know what you mean, but and how do you meet? How did you meet? Like, how did who meet who? So let me know, guys. Any other questions? I want to just do a quick stream too, because I got back from the trip, the New York trip, right? And I've been working on my routine and the posting schedule, and the times I've been like really getting up early, the eating, the training was on point, right? And going to New York like really fucked me up, because it kind of shifted everything, right? And I came to the realization that how fragile like it's at all my habits, that any slight change, like they sort of fall apart. So I'm gonna try to do some more traveling to see if we can get to a point where all those habits don't get that messed up when you move, like to establish them like more or at a bedrock level, you know what I mean? So I've been finding really hard to get back in the rhythm of it all. Like, I'm starting now to get on track, like to the get up early thing at the time that I want. And obviously I'm working, but I had it to the T, like just before the trip. So that's a bummer. So I figured I do just a quick stream to just to kick it off. You know what I mean? To connect with y'all. How did I get to know this sign? Like that was the way, I guess, like seeing my father that did that this some he wasn't really a designer, but he had like a he's a resourceful man, and he did some small business cards for whatever. And I am very artsy since really young. I like to draw a lot, and I figured, what's the career that's not art that can get me to this to draw for a living, right? So I figured graphic design. Silly me, because graphic design is not drawing at all, but it helps the brain that develops while you draw. It helps the skill, but it's not that at all. Then it turns out I really like graphic design, but I started to discover the career as I was studying it, and I actually love it more than art, let's say. So yeah, that's how I came to know design as a career, right? But for the time that I reached college, I found out that I wasn't really so like deep in the world of design. Like, I didn't know Saul Bass or all these great graphic designers, right? I was more of an arts person, and I met people there at university that really were ingrained in the world of design and knew typography even from before even going into school. So that was really crazy. But yeah, that was the time, like really early. I get to know that there was something that was called graphic design, you know? Yeah, around that time. I don't know, guys, if you can see the chat. Oh, you're silly me, you're seeing it from the adjacent window, the chat. It's not like Twitch. Okay. Yeah, because I figured like a lot of people use like YouTube more, right? And when I asked the question on my stories, yeah, most of them like were saying that they use YouTube. I don't know if that concurrent viewer it's myself or anybody else. Let me know. I don't know if that concurrent viewer it's. Thanks, my guy. Any other questions, guys? That's good, my guys. Yeah, let's wait just a couple more minutes and then I want to show you all the shit that I got from New York, just to goof around, you know. And then I'll tell you the announcement. So glad you do, my guy. Yeah, Vector Pack was the one when I released it was really big, and I use it to this day. Like the folder that I have for the pack, the one that I use myself, that's unreleased. You know, like I gotta keep my sauce to myself. You know, but I probably release it. I'm planning to do a Patreon, and maybe for the Patreon I'll release my actual files. It's just that if I release the ones that I use, then every work will start to look like myself. But that's okay. I don't give a fuck about that. Actually, that could be good because then I'm pushed to look for something else, you know? Yeah, that's amazing, my guy. But please, I encourage you to make modifications, make them your own, add your own, like make your own icons. I've made like tutorials on how to make your own sort of vectors, right? So yeah, that's amazing. I really thought of the packs as a way to kickstart things, right? Then I think the best to do after that is to really develop your own set of tools, you know, to really stand out. And yeah, just as any type can be that, you know. I want to see how do I turn off like I want to everyone be able to comment, not just the people that are subscribers. But yeah, also I've come to realize that the engagement when I traveled to New York, like the reach on my Instagram post like fell completely. Like it was really hard to get back on track and to figure out the times to post that were the best, because the content I think it's good, but I don't know, like that was the thing. I was just talking about that. Yeah, I started doing really playing because my father had a computer and he would let me play on it, but not video games. Like he'd say things like no video games, this is a workstation. So I played in Photoshop and all these things. And then I said what career would be good to be able to do this for a living, graphic design. I was thinking that it was gonna be more art thing, but it turned out not to be, which is good. I love graphic design as it is. And then I did go to design school, but I dropped out around the finishing, actually the beginning of the second year. Like it's 3 levels here in my country, but you end up doing them around 4 or 5 years because it's pretty hard. So I dropped maybe just before the halfway point, because I was already doing a lot of graphic design work. I was really investing and really grinding at that time, like the work and the university. Like around that time was when I made like the click to really get the work ethic and really start to, okay, I'm gonna do this shit like seriously. So yeah, I ended up like dropping school and just working. I had this teacher that said things like learn by doing, so I took that to heart and learned by doing, actually doing graphic design. But yeah. Guys, if you can share the stream, that would be awesome. I've been finding it really hard to get people to watch the stream because of the engagement on Instagram, and I don't know, like in Twitch it was easier, I think, to get people, which is counterintuitive because you have to have an account and all of that. But maybe the people that use YouTube like are not so habit to watching streams that maybe the ones that have Twitch do. I don't know. I don't know. Not complaining though, just saying. Was actually complaining. Wanna see here. Okay, 3 people, but in my I had an announcement, but I wanted more people to be in the stream just to say it, but it doesn't matter. Let me know if you have another question, my G. Would be really glad to answer it. Yo, let's go. That's actually really great advice. Like there is too much consumption and not enough like actual creation. That's really good. Like creation is one of the things that will fulfill you the most, I feel. It's scary because you need to depend on your own like view of the thing, right? When you're making things, and especially in the graphic design area or anything like really creative, like everything that makes you do stuff is creative, but graphic design or the arts are really harsh till you get like you do the click like in your mind, and you really start to get your own voice and really start to get comfortable in the getting judged and all of that. It's a trip, but it's really empowering, I feel. Great choice. You'll do awesome, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, where are you gonna study? Where are you going for school? I don't know how much of a delay there is here. But okay, I don't know what in your country how it is, but here I had the luxury in my country. The a very good university is free. It's not free. I mean, it's from taxpayer money, but it's free. Anyone can go. So that was a real major thing for me. Ghent, Belgium. Where is that? I get it is in Belgium, but is that like a really famous school for design? I don't know. Sorry for not knowing. It's just the one that I went in Latin America, the University of Buenos Aires, is a pretty major university for graphic design. Really cool works. I actually show you in a bit. I have a book that they release every year. They release a book with the works of all the students for typography and all of that. It's really crazy. Actually, let me show you. Like this book, my guys, it's the book that they release like at the end of the year for typography in graphic design. Like these are all works from the students, right? Do you see? Let me see. And there are really crazy stuff. Like, look at this. I don't know if you're seeing it like inverted or some shit, but the stuff that they made us do was really, it was on another level, you know. I don't see work like this even published. Like, oh, I'm seeing right now the school name is Sid Lucas. Okay, that's amazing. Yeah. Actually, the best thing you're gonna get out of school, like, it's not that I'm anti-school, but you have to know why you're going there. You're gonna learn a lot. But the biggest thing I would say, like, get to meet the professors and make friends. Make friends that with people that are really invested in design and have the same interests and as you. Like, try to get in touch, get in the good graces with the teachers, because there are amazing contacts in universities. The teachers oftentimes have design studios or can hook you up to get a real good job in a good place. So yeah, focus on the relationships in the university. That's the major thing about university, because really the technical aspects and the learning, I'm pretty sure you can learn that elsewhere. Let's say, or some teachers will have a really special way of teaching that you won't find elsewhere. That's really cool. But I'm feeling that like the best things you're gonna have that are gonna have the better weight are the connections that you're gonna make from university. Look at this. And actually, you can see most of my style, all the assets and all the illustrations and all of that come from my university days, because we used to work like this, like making like sort of typographic collages and working with images and scanning them, and we were printing them and scanning them back in and making distortions in the scanner, making really cool work like that. And you can see much of the work that you see here, it's reminiscent of the stuff that I do, right? Like, this is student work. Remember, this is student work from second year. Like, that's fucking crazy. I don't see shit like this on Instagram, you know? Actually, there is one here, I don't remember. But one of these guys, like, it's actually became really big. I'm not talking about myself. And he got to work for Adobe and some other cool works. I have another one. Yeah. And this is one of my, like, this is my book that I did for typography too, the assignment, right? Like, look at this. This is wood that I laser cut it, right? It's a book about the human genome, but the subject was more of an excuse to make like typographic elements. The subject that you had to pick for the book was just an excuse for making images, you know. So this was a gigantic book. You see all of the like infographics, all of this. All of this work has, like, I want to say 8 years, 9 years. Oh shit. This is pretty crazy. Yeah. And actually, I was already like, this was my logo back then. I don't know if it shows. Oh fuck. This was my logo back then. It's like a NEM for Mauro Giorena. That's my name. Yeah. Actually, I to this day I keep it. Like, yeah. It's amazing. Thanks. Oh, thanks, my guy. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry. Yeah, the wooden cover, like it was a flex, you know. I remember when they did like the end of the year, they make like a, this was a very special, like, because in Argentina we have like assignments, like the assignments, for example, typography, you have like, it's divided in three, like, I don't know how to say it in English. Like the professors, like there are, for example, when you go to, let's say I want to do typography, then you have to choose your professor. And there are three that are the most famous, right? And I went to the one that was the most famous. Like the waiting line to get into the class was crazy, you know, like you had to be there at second 0.1 since the inscriptions were open to be able to get a spot, right? And the class was so harsh that even after the first class, that you have people that you couldn't sit on the chairs. You have people sitting on the hallways of the university, and then by the next week, you had only, I don't know, 30 people because they left because the intensity of the work was pretty high, you know. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, sorry. By the end of the year, they do like a reel, right? They make like a short video with the story and with actors, with everything, and they make like a play, like what's the subject of the year. And at that time, I think there was like the first season of Stranger Things, so they made like this made-up trailer using the scenes from the original series, right? Like they were going to typography lesson and they had to deliver the projects, and then they show all of the projects of the year. And I remember like in the climax of the video, they put my cover and my book. Like there were there were a bunch of other books that were even cooler than mine, but mine had the best like face value, you know, because of the wooden cover. So that was pretty cool, you know, because while you're learning to get recognized, like it gives you a nice boost of confidence in your work, because at that time it's for sure lacking. You're not really sure if you know what you know, and that's really important also for the teachers, you know, to give you the confidence, but at the same time not give you too much confidence, you know, because then you become like pedantic, and I don't know, pedantic, like egotistical, and you become a prick. But yeah. How do I get ideas for a vector pack? You just start doing things, right? Start making things, start making pieces, and then the ideas will start to come. Like work with clouds, with concepts, you know, like what are the things that you are trying to put in the vector pack. Like looks for inspiration, maybe things that you don't normally would think about, like lateral thinking. It's important. Like maybe it's a chair, a brick, a light bulb, I don't know, like a baseball bat, and then maybe it's a baseball bat that's breaking a light bulb, or something like that, you know. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, actually, okay, let's start with the New York thing, because I went to New York to. I have my father that's living in New York with my sister and my mother-in-law. So we went to visit the family. Amazing city, has a lot of contrast. New York. I don't know if let me know if y'all been there. I really like it, but at the same time, I really don't. I don't know. It's a special place because when you're there, you're feeling like, man, how do I become part of this shit? You know, like you want to be there. You feel like you're more of a designer or an artist if you live there. Like even if you're paying like 10 times rent, you know, it's kind of shit. But I don't know. I get it's really crazy. It's because of the movies. It's because of culture. I don't know, because of the movies, it's really ingrained in the culture. I think the idea of New York being such a like solicited place, you know, like you feel like everything it's happening in New York, and when you live, like you feel like you're missing out. But But yeah, I get that it's a place that I would like to go from now and then to make some work. Like next time that I go there, I'm planning to maybe have some schedule for making videos and trying to make some content, some actual content there, or make it worthwhile, not going just to spend money. Because this time I went on a fucking shopping spree, and with my girlfriend, we went on a shopping spree, and it got pretty crazy, you know. Yeah. Sorry guys that I'm watching the concurrent viewers, but it's a bad practice. I shouldn't do that, because on the YouTube it's designed differently than on the Twitch. Because on Twitch, actually, that's a big thing. Like, you become too self-aware of the people watching, and that's kind of not good. And I can't hide it here. I would like to hide it. I would like to not see how many viewers are watching, you know. But again, back to the New York thing. Sorry. Yeah, it's a really hectic place, and I felt like I got like maybe like too tired. Like, it's taking me a while to readjust to my normal to my normal rhythm, you know. So I figured I made a stream, and actually, what I wanted to announce to you, now you can join the Discord channel. And actually, in the links below, you're gonna have right now the link for the Discord. You'll be able to join in, and I have a bunch of channels with some that you can upload your work to get some feedback, maybe for the community. In another video, maybe in another stream, we'll go down the sections of the Discord. But the main thing about the Discord release that I wanted to do for next month, I wanted to do like a 30-day challenge, you know, like a 30-day challenge, one poster a day, and I want to use the Discord. So we all do one a day over the next months, and I'll provide like the subjects for the posters. And so then you can go in, grab some ideas, or maybe you can make it on your own. But maybe you use my hashtag, and then I can repost the artworks that you make, and we can cross like feedback each other on the Discord channel. And that will be a great thing. I guess if you're kind of stuck on the making content shit, that will be a great way, you know, to have like a community-based thing that we can all support each other and give feedback to each other, and even like the post and share them, you know. And about the end of each week of the next month, I want to do a stream like giving feedback and making corrections, if you want to listen to them, about the posters that we will be making. So yeah, I feel like that would be a pretty good thing to do, you know. We are already an hour and a half. That can't be. It doesn't matter. But okay. Okay, guy, everyone left. I don't know if anyone's watching. Doesn't matter. I'll do a post about the Discord thing and the challenge. Maybe I'll do another stream another time to show you the seed that I got. No biggie. So yeah, if anyone that was watching, you can join the Discord. I'll do a post to start explaining the challenge a bit better, and yeah, we can all get down to it next month and start posting around the subjects that I'll be uploading, and it will be amazing. I'll do a tutorial also on how to record your work and easily make a time lapse of the thing that you do. So yeah, my guys, I hope you liked it, and see you in the next one. Peace.